We all know Anu as the supreme god and king of the Anunnaki, the ruler whose decisions shaped the heavens and earth. But what if I told you that before Anu, there was another ruler whose power was unmatched, a king whose reign brought both glory and chaos to the cosmos? His name was Alalu. This is the untold story of a celestial battle for supremacy, betrayal, and the rise of Anu, the god who would forever change the fate of the universe. Long before Earth's creation and humanity's rise, the heavens were ruled by Alalu, a figure whose power was unrivaled. Alalu, the self-proclaimed king of the cosmos, commanded the loyalty of the Anunnaki Pantheon. His throne, a monumental artifact of celestial light and shadow, perched at the apex of the heavens, was said to radiate the raw power of creation itself. Under his reign, the cosmos thrived in magnificence, yet it was a magnificence bound by fear. Alalu's voice alone could bend the will of the elements, his mere presence enough to command reverence among the gods. Stars burned brighter in tribute to his might, and planets aligned in patterns dictated by his decree. His reign was marked by an unyielding order, where loyalty was demanded and defiance crushed. Though the heavens sparkled under his rule, the foundations of his power grew brittle, for strength enforced through fear has its limits. As centuries turned into millennia, murmurs of unrest began to echo through the halls of the celestial palace. Alalu's dominion had left little room for ambition among his subordinates, and even gods cannot thrive in stagnation. Among the discontented was Anu, a younger and promising deity. Unlike Alalu, who ruled with an iron grip, Anu possessed a magnetic presence that inspired loyalty. He spoke of balance and justice, weaving visions of a cosmos that could prosper under shared strength and wisdom. For Anu, the throne represented more than power. It was the fulcrum of change. He envisioned a heaven where rulers guided rather than oppressed, where the divine energies of the Anunnaki could be harnessed for creation rather than dominance. But such a vision was dangerous in a court ruled by an uncompromising king. Anu knew his time to act would come, but he also knew he could not challenge Alalu alone. In secret, Anu cultivated alliances among the gods. Warriors who had grown weary of Alalu's oppressive commands, scholars whose innovations were stifled by the king's rigidity, and artisans who longed for the freedom to create without fear, all found solace in Anu's vision. His gatherings, hidden within the starlit groves of the celestial realms, became the seedbed of rebellion. Alalu, ever vigilant, began to notice subtle shifts in the court. Deities who once knelt without question now hesitated, their gazes flickering toward Anu during councils. Though his paranoia grew, Alalu dismissed the changes as insignificant, blinded by his arrogance and the belief that no one could challenge his supremacy. This hubris would become his undoing. The defining moment arrived during the Grand Celestial Council, an event held once every millennium to address the state of the heavens. The Celestial Palace, an architectural marvel of shimmering gold and radiant energy, buzzed with tension as deities assembled from every corner of existence. Alalu, resplendent in his robes of starlight, took his seat upon the throne of dominion, radiating authority. Yet, even his radiance could not quell the unease that lingered in the air. As the council proceeded, with lesser gods presenting their reports and proposals, Anu rose from his seat. His movement alone commanded silence, the weight of his presence rippling through the hall like a wave. Every eye turned to him, including Alalu's, whose golden gaze darkened with suspicion. Alalu, Anu began, his voice steady and resonant. For eons, you have ruled the heavens, shaping them to your will. But your reign, though mighty, has left the cosmos teetering on the brink of stagnation. The heavens yearn for renewal, for a vision that goes beyond control and domination. Today, I stand before this council to declare that the time has come for change. I challenge you for the throne. The hall erupted in gasps and murmurs. Never before had a challenge of this magnitude been issued openly. Alalu, though visibly seething, maintained his composure, his fingers tightening around the armrests of his throne. "You dare defy me?" he thundered, his voice shaking the very foundation of the palace. "You, who I raised from obscurity, now seek to usurp my crown? You are a fool, Anu, and you will learn the cost of your insolence." Anu, unshaken, met Alalu's glare with unwavering resolve. "I seek not to usurp, but to uplift. The heavens deserve a ruler who serves, not one who commands through fear. Let the gods decide who is worthy." The council descended into chaos as gods whispered among themselves, their allegiances uncertain. Anu's supporters stood firm, their gazes locked on their chosen leader. Alalu's loyalists, meanwhile, surged forward, their faces etched with fury. The tension was palpable, a storm brewing within the celestial palace. Rising from his throne, Alalu cast his shadow across the assembly. His towering figure, framed by the light of 1,000 stars, seemed more godlike than ever. "If it is war you seek, then war you shall have," he declared. "Let the heavens bear witness to this battle. The cosmos itself will decide the rightful king." With that, the seeds of war were sown. The gods, divided by loyalty and ambition, prepared for a conflict that would reshape the cosmos forever. The proclamation of war sent shockwaves through the heavens, igniting a frenzy of preparation and division among the Anunnaki. Once a realm of unity, the celestial domains now trembled with discord as gods chose their sides. No corner of the heavens was spared from the looming shadow of conflict, and even the stars seemed dimmer as the divine forces prepared for the inevitable clash. Alalu, resolute in his fury, withdrew to his stronghold at the heart of the celestial plane. His fortress, an impregnable palace of obsidian and molten light, became the epicenter of his war council. Surrounded by his most loyal generals and strategists, Alalu plotted his moves with ruthless precision. Among his arsenal was the Scepter of Dominion, a weapon of unimaginable power, said to have been forged from the heart of a dying star. With this scepter, Alalu could command the very fabric of reality, bending time and space to his will. It was his ultimate weapon, and he vowed to wield it with devastating precision to crush Anu's rebellion. Meanwhile, Anu's camp became a haven for those seeking change. His forces gathered in a vast expanse known as the Celestial Grove, a sacred ground believed to amplify the resolve of those who stood upon it. Here, Anu's vision of a balanced cosmos resonated deeply. Unlike Alalu's reliance on fear and domination, Anu inspired loyalty through his ideals. Warriors trained tirelessly under his command, their movements sharp and disciplined. Craftsmen forged divine weapons and armor, infusing them with the energy of the stars. Among these creations was the Spear of Truth, a weapon Anu himself would wield, a symbol of justice and renewal. As the gods prepared for battle, the celestial forges roared with life. Blacksmiths, both loyal to Alalu and Anu, worked day and night to craft weapons imbued with cosmic power. Swords that glowed with the light of dying suns, shields capable of withstanding the force of a collapsing galaxy, and bows that shot arrows made of starlight emerged from the flames. These weapons were more than tools of war. They were manifestations of divine will, symbols of the eternal struggle for dominance. For the Anunnaki, choosing a side was no simple matter. Alalu's reign had brought stability and prosperity to some, ensuring their power and influence within the celestial hierarchy. For these gods, loyalty to Alalu was unshakable, rooted in gratitude and fear of losing their privileges. Others, however, had grown weary of his heavy-handed rule. Anu's vision of a just and balanced cosmos appealed to their longing for freedom and progress. The heavens were split, and with them, families and friendships. Brothers found themselves on opposing sides, their bonds strained by the weight of allegiance. One such division was seen in the family of the god Dumuzi, a revered figure known for his wisdom and compassion. Torn between loyalty to Alalu and admiration for Anu's ideals, Dumuzi agonized over his choice. His brother, fiercely loyal to Alalu, accused him of betrayal, while his sister urged him to follow his conscience. Such personal conflicts mirrored the greater schism within the celestial realm, adding an emotional depth to the impending war. Anu, aware of the stakes, held counsel with his closest advisors. Among them was Enki, a brilliant strategist whose intellect was rivaled only by his creativity. Enki devised strategies that relied not on brute force, but on outmaneuvering Alalu's seemingly insurmountable might. It was Enki who suggested dividing Alalu's forces by exploiting the cracks within his ranks, a tactic that would later prove vital. On the eve of battle, Anu addressed his gathered forces in the celestial grove. Standing beneath a canopy of shimmering stars, his voice carried the weight of hope and determination. Today, he declared, we fight not for power, but for the soul of the cosmos. Alalu's reign has cast a shadow over the heavens for too long. Together, we shall restore balance and light, not through fear, but through unity. His words ignited a fervor among his followers, their cheers rising like a tidal wave that echoed across the celestial plain. At the same time, Alalu stood before his armies, a figure of overwhelming dominance. His golden eyes burned with intensity as he addressed his loyalists. These pretenders, he thundered, think they can undo millennia of order with their hollow promises. They speak of justice, but they seek only to destroy what we have built. We are the guardians of the throne, and we will crush any who dare challenge our might. His declaration was met with a roar of approval, a stark contrast to the serenity of Anu's camp. Where Anu inspired through hope, Alalu commanded through fear and pride. As preparations reached their zenith, the celestial battlefield began to take shape. A vast expanse of stardust and light, the battlefield shimmered with ethereal energy. The heavens seemed to hold their breath as the two armies assembled, their banners fluttering in an unseen wind. On one side stood Anu's forces, their weapons gleaming with the light of hope. On the other, Alalu's legions, their armor dark and imposing, radiating an aura of intimidation. The night before the battle, the gods reflected on what was to come. In Anu's camp, warriors sharpened their blades, whispered prayers to the cosmos, and embraced their loved ones, knowing that the dawn would bring chaos. In Alalu's stronghold, tension ran high as his commanders issued final orders, their confidence masking the uncertainty that lingered in their hearts. When the sun of the heavens rose, casting its golden light upon the battlefield, both sides knew there would be no turning back. The first battle of the heavens was about to begin, a clash that would shake the cosmos to its very core. The celestial battlefield was a tapestry of light and shadow, stretching endlessly across the heavens. On one side stood Anu's forces, their weapons shimmering with the radiance of hope and renewal. On the other, Alalu's legions loomed like a storm, their dark armor glinting ominously under the glow of the celestial sun. Both armies were poised, their power humming through the air, ready to unleash a fury that would echo across the cosmos. Anu stood at the forefront of his army, the spear of truth gleaming in his hand. His presence was calm yet commanding, a beacon of resolve for his followers. Today, we fight for balance, for justice, and for the future of the heavens, he declared, his voice carrying across the battlefield like a song of defiance. Alalu, perched upon a golden chariot pulled by cosmic beasts, surveyed his opponents with contempt. Clutching the scepter of dominion, his weapon pulsed with raw power, casting an aura of intimidation over his forces. "Crush them!" he roared, his voice a thunderclap that spurred his army into motion. "Let the heavens remember who their true king is." The armies clashed in a blinding explosion of light and sound. Blades forged from starlight met shields imbued with the energy of black holes. The air cracked with the force of divine strikes, and the battlefield became a swirling chaos of power and destruction. Stars quaked in their orbits, and the fabric of reality trembled as the gods unleashed their full might. Anu led his forces with strategic precision. While Alalu's warriors relied on brute strength and overwhelming power, Anu's army fought with coordinated tactics, exploiting the weaknesses in their enemies' defenses. Enki, Anu's trusted strategist, orchestrated flanking maneuvers, while warriors like Dumuzi rallied their troops with fervent cries of determination. In the heart of the battle, Anu and Alalu finally confronted one another. Their clash was a spectacle unlike anything the heavens had ever witnessed. Alalu struck first, the scepter of dominion releasing a torrent of energy that split the sky in two. Anu deflected the attack with the shield of balance, his defense holding firm against the onslaught. "You are a fool to challenge me, Anu," Alalu bellowed, his attacks growing fiercer with every word. "I am the king of the heavens, and you are nothing but a usurper. And yet, your reign has left the heavens in ruin." Anu countered, thrusting the spear of truth with precision. A king rules not through fear, but through justice. Their battle raged across the celestial plains, each strike sending shockwaves through the cosmos. Alalu's attacks were devastating, his raw power threatening to overwhelm Anu. But Anu fought with unwavering resolve, his every move calculated, his every strike aimed to turn the tide. As the battle reached its zenith, Alalu unleashed the full might of the scepter of dominion. The energy he wielded tore through the heavens, creating a maelstrom of chaos that threatened to consume everything in its path. Anu, undeterred, called upon the energy of the celestial grove, channeling its power into the spear of truth. With one final, decisive strike, Anu pierced through Alalu's defenses, the spear shattering the scepter and sending Alalu tumbling to the ground. The battlefield fell silent as the gods watched in awe. Alalu, defeated and broken, struggled to rise, his once mighty presence diminished. Anu stood over him, his expression solemn yet resolute. "Your reign is over, Alalu," he said. "The heavens will rise from your shadow, and balance shall be restored." Bound by the laws of divine combat, Alalu was exiled from the heavens, cast into the void where his power would wane and his name would fade into obscurity. His cries of defiance echoed as he disappeared into the darkness, leaving the heavens to witness the dawn of a new era. As Alalu hurtled through the void, stripped of his dominion and pride, his mind burned with a mix of fury and despair. The heavens, once his domain, now seemed distant, their light dimmed to a mocking glimmer. He was no longer a king but an outcast, condemned to wander the cosmos for eternity. His destination, chosen by the laws of exile, was a barren and desolate planet Earth. Earth was young, a world of fire and ash, its surface cracked and lifeless. As Alalu descended, his once glorious form was battered by the planet's harsh atmosphere. He landed in a volcanic wasteland, the ground trembling under the impact of his arrival. The force of his landing carved a crater into the earth, marking the site where a fallen king had been cast down. For a time, Alalu lay motionless, his body broken and his spirit heavier than the molten rocks that surrounded him. The weight of his defeat pressed upon him, a constant reminder of the throne he had lost. Yet, amidst his despair, a spark of defiance flickered within him. Alalu was not one to accept oblivion without a fight. Dragging himself from the crater, he surveyed his new domain. The planet's surface was harsh and unyielding, its air thick with sulfur and ash. Rivers of molten lava snaked through the jagged terrain, and the sky was an ominous swirl of black and orange. To any other being, it would have been a prison. To Alalu, it was an opportunity. In his exile, Alalu discovered Earth's hidden treasures. Beneath its barren exterior lay veins of gold, a metal of extraordinary value to the Anunnaki. Gold, with its unique properties, was more than a currency. It was a resource vital to the heavens, capable of sustaining the celestial order. Alalu saw this discovery as a means to regain his standing. If he could harness Earth's riches, perhaps he could bargain his way back into the heavens, or even build his own empire to rival Anu's. Alalu set to work, using what remained of his divine power to shape the land around him. He carved massive structures from the volcanic rock, transforming the desolation into a fortress. Though alone, he spoke to the winds as if addressing an army, his voice echoing across the wasteland. "I will not be forgotten," he vowed. "The heavens will tremble at the name of Alalu once more." Time passed, though its flow was meaningless to an immortal. Alalu's fortress stood as a testament to his defiance, a monument to a king who refused to fade into obscurity. Yet, the solitude weighed on him. The silence of earth, broken only by the rumble of distant volcanoes, became his torment. He longed for the councils of the gods, for the vibrant life of the celestial palace. Instead, he was left with his memories and his growing hatred for Anu. Legends say that Alalu's cries of defiance carried across the cosmos, reaching even the farthest corners of the heavens. Some gods, hearing his plight, pitied him, while others dismissed him as a relic of a bygone era. Anu, however, remained resolute in his decision. Alalu's ambition was his undoing, he told his council. The heavens cannot be ruled by chaos. Despite his isolation, Alalu's discovery of gold on Earth would not go unnoticed. Whispers of the planet's riches began to circulate among the Anunnaki, sparking interest and curiosity. Though Alalu remained exiled, his actions planted the seeds for future events that would draw the gods to Earth and change the course of history. As the years turned into millennia, Alalu's name faded from the annals of the heavens, remembered only as a cautionary tale. Yet, on Earth, his legacy endured in the structures he built and the treasures he unearthed. He had fallen, but his defiance had left a mark that even time could not erase. With Alalu defeated and exiled, the heavens began to settle under Anu's rule. The battlefield where gods had clashed was now silent, the echoes of war replaced by the whispers of change. Anu stood at the epicenter of this transformation, his calm yet commanding presence reshaping the celestial order. Though the weight of leadership was immense, he embraced it with the resolve of a ruler who understood the stakes of his victory. The coronation of Anu as the supreme king of the Anunnaki was an event of unmatched grandeur. The celestial palace, once shrouded in the tension of Alalu's reign, now radiated with light and hope. Golden banners adorned its towering spires, and the stars themselves seemed to align in tribute to the new king. Deities from every corner of the heavens gathered to witness the ceremony, their expressions a mix of awe, loyalty, and cautious optimism. As Anu ascended the throne of dominion, he addressed the assembly. "This throne," he began, his voice steady yet imbued with purpose, "is not a symbol of power, but of responsibility. The heavens demand balance, justice, and vision. It is my vow to guide, not to dominate, to unite, not to divide. Together, we shall restore the harmony that was lost." The gods erupted in applause, their voices echoing through the celestial halls. Even those who had once sided with Alalu found themselves moved by Anu's words, their doubts beginning to fade. For the first time in eons, the heavens felt a glimmer of hope. But Anu knew that his victory was only the beginning. The scars of the celestial war ran deep, and the divisions among the Anunnaki could not be mended overnight. To ensure stability, Anu established the Divine Council, a governing body composed of the most influential gods. The council's purpose was to maintain order, mediate disputes, and oversee the balance of power within the heavens. Enki, Anu's trusted ally, and one of the most brilliant minds among the Anunnaki, was appointed as the council's chief strategist. His intellect and ingenuity were unmatched, and his loyalty to Anu was unwavering. Alongside him were other prominent figures, including Ninhursag, the goddess of creation and healing, whose wisdom and compassion became a cornerstone of the council's decisions. Under Anu's leadership, the heavens began to heal. Temples that had been destroyed during the war were rebuilt, their golden spires once again touching the stars. The stars themselves, once dimmed by the chaos of battle, seemed to shine brighter, their light reflecting the renewed spirit of the celestial realm. The Anunnaki, inspired by Anu's vision, rededicated themselves to their divine purpose, their energies focused on creation and growth. Despite these successes, Anu faced challenges that tested his resolve. Whispers of dissent lingered among the gods who had remained loyal to Alalu. Though their leader had been exiled, their loyalty to his cause had not entirely faded. Anu, aware of the potential for unrest, approached these gods with patience and diplomacy. "You followed Alalu out of loyalty, and I respect that," he told them during one council meeting. "But loyalty to a fallen king need not lead to isolation. The heavens are vast, and there is a place for all who seek to contribute to their harmony." This approach won over many who had initially doubted Anu's rule, though a few remained resolute in their dissent. Anu understood that unity would take time, and he remained committed to fostering an environment where trust could grow. As the years passed, Anu's reign ushered in a golden age for the Anunnaki. Advances in celestial knowledge, architecture, and governance flourished under his leadership. The Divine Council became a symbol of stability, its decisions shaping the course of the heavens with wisdom and foresight. Anu himself became a figure of reverence, his name synonymous with justice and vision. Yet, even as his reign brought prosperity, Anu remained mindful of the lessons of the past. The fall of Alalu had shown him the dangers of unchecked ambition and the fragility of power built on fear. A king's strength lies not in his throne, he often reminded his council, but in the trust and unity of those he leads. Anu's legacy extended beyond the celestial realm. His decisions laid the groundwork for the Anunnaki's eventual journey to Earth, where they would play a pivotal role in shaping the planet's destiny. Though he ruled the heavens, his vision encompassed the stars and the worlds beyond, his influence rippling through the cosmos. As the heavens settled into this new era of peace and prosperity, the memory of the celestial war began to fade, its lessons etched into the fabric of Anunnaki history. Anu's reign had not only restored balance to the heavens, but had also set the stage for the next chapter of their story, a chapter where the Anunnaki would step beyond the heavens and into the unknown. The battle between Anu and Alalu left an indelible mark on the heavens, shaping the destiny of the Anunnaki and the cosmos itself. Though peace had been restored under Anu's reign, the echoes of the war reverberated across generations, a reminder of the price of ambition and the delicate balance required to maintain order. For the Anunnaki, the celestial war became a cornerstone of their history, a story told in grand halls and whispered among the stars. It symbolized the eternal struggle between power and justice, ambition and balance. Scholars immortalized the war in celestial scrolls, their writings describing the epic battles, the rise of Anu, and the fall of Alalu. Temples dedicated to Anu bore inscriptions of his victory, while the name of Alalu was preserved as a cautionary tale, a warning against hubris and unchecked desire. Despite his exile, Alalu's shadow lingered. Among the gods, debates arose about his legacy. Was he a tyrant whose defeat brought liberation, or a visionary whose methods were misunderstood? The answers varied, reflecting the complexity of his rule. Some Anunnaki, particularly those who had once supported him, viewed him as a tragic figure, a king who sought greatness but fell victim to his flaws. Others saw his fall as necessary for the progress of the heavens, a turning point that allowed Anu's vision to flourish. Anu, ever mindful of history's lessons, ensured that the memory of the war was not used to divide his people further. "We must learn from the past," he often said, "not cling to it. The heavens are vast enough for all who seek harmony." This philosophy guided his reign, fostering a culture of reflection and unity among the Anunnaki. Beyond the celestial realm, the war's legacy extended to the mortal worlds. As the Anunnaki turned their gaze toward Earth, they carried with them the lessons of their conflict. The discovery of gold on Earth, made during Alalu's exile, became a catalyst for their involvement in shaping the planet's destiny. Under Anu's leadership, the Anunnaki began to establish their presence on Earth, their influence giving rise to ancient civilizations and mythologies. Alalu's name, though absent from the heavens, found a place on Earth. The structures he built during his exile, once symbols of his defiance, became the foundation for the Anunnaki's work on the planet. In time, humanity would tell stories of a fallen god who shaped the land, his memory intertwined with the legends of their creators. The Celestial War also reshaped the Anunnaki's understanding of leadership. Anu's establishment of the Divine Council became a model for governance, its decisions informed by the collective wisdom of its members. The Council's role in maintaining balance and resolving disputes prevented future conflicts from escalating into war, ensuring that the lessons of Anu and Alalu's struggle were not forgotten. As the years turned into millennia, the war became less a memory and more a myth, its details blurred by the passage of time. Yet, its essence endured. The stars, witnesses to the conflict, continued to shine as symbols of resilience and renewal. The heavens, once torn apart by ambition, flourished under Anu's vision, their beauty reflecting the harmony he had worked so tirelessly to achieve. In the end, the legacy of the Celestial War was not defined by victory or defeat, but by the choices that followed. Anu's reign brought not only peace but a deeper understanding of the responsibilities of power. Alalu's fall, though tragic, served as a reminder of the dangers of ruling through fear. Together, their stories shaped the destiny of the Anunnaki and the cosmos, a legacy that would inspire gods and mortals alike for eternity. As Anu gazed upon the heavens from his throne, he often reflected on the journey that had brought him there. The war had tested his resolve, his vision, and his very soul. But in its aftermath, he had found not only strength but clarity. The throne was not a prize to be claimed, but a burden to be carried. A burden he would bear with grace and wisdom, guiding the Anunnaki into a future where the stars themselves would sing of their harmony. The story of Anu and Alalu isn't just a tale of gods and power. It's a reflection of ambition, leadership, and the eternal balance between justice and dominance. What do you think about this epic celestial battle? Was Anu's reign the dawn of balance, or did Alalu deserve another chance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient myth and cosmic history, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video reach more viewers just like you. Share it with others who love exploring the untold stories of the gods. And, of course, subscribe to our channel for more fascinating tales of the Anunnaki and the secrets of our ancient past. Together, let's uncover the mysteries of the cosmos, one legend at a time.